All right, moving from North Carolina to New York, LA, or DC. Oh, okay. The Carolinas out by the Appalachian Mountains are just incredible. Dear Billy, insert clever alliteration here. Oh, you tapped out. All right, long-time listener here. Obviously, I think you're funny, so keep it up. Thank you. I grew up in a small town of less than 10,000 in eastern North Carolina. Oh, that's amazing. I was born in a small town. It's a very country area. Most never leave my hometown. I decided to do something drastically different with my life. I graduated from school, and I'm now practicing so-called big law. No one in my family has ever done anything close to this, so I have no guidance. Look at you, stepping out there. Good for you. I know you're a comedian and not a lawyer, but you are well-traveled, and I need some advice. Okay. My job has told me that I may have to move from North Carolina to either D.C., New York City, or L.A. What advice would you give someone moving from North Carolina to either of those cities? I'm a 29-year-old male with a noticeably beautiful bride who will be joining me. All right, so you got the hardest part out of the way. You got the person you want to spend your life with. That's great. The biggest city we've lived in is Raleigh, North Carolina. Research Triangle, Raleigh, North Carolina. I'm going to go down to Daryl's on Hillsborough Street. But I know that is nothing compared to these places. I'd appreciate your advice on this. Thank you for your podcast. I went through a spell of substance abuse several years ago, and your mindset on drinking helped me switch my outlook away from the court-ordered AA brainwash. You're doing more than comedy. As always, go fuck yourself, but do so responsibly so you can take care of your beautiful family, okay? All right, dude. Living in any of those cities is not a fucking problem. All right? You know how to take care of yourself. You already have a job, and you already have your wife. Okay? You know, with your smartphone, you can find out where to shop. What it really is it's like you know how to do all of that stuff. It's no different. What you really have to do is it's your mindset. You got to be in the right mindset in all of those places. Like as far as everywhere you're going to go to, LA is probably going to be the biggest different thing. See, the other side of the country, different time zone, all of that stuff. I know, DC still has a southern vibe. New York City, obviously that's East Coast, higher energy or whatever. You'll be fine. The biggest thing is your attitude. The one thing I learned the first time I lived in LA was it wasn't the city, it was me. And I came out here and, I had all these preconceived notions about what Los Angeles was. I was an insecure person, so me being from the East Coast was a big thing for me. And I had to wear my sports gear and my fucking 3/4 leather jackets. Everybody knew that, hey, man, that guy's from the mean streets of the suburbs, of the safe suburbs of Boston, Massachusetts. 20s, searching for some fucking identity, right? And it wasn't until I left LA that I thought, and I discovered, years later, coming back with more of an open mind, the incredible cuisine, the hiking, the outdoor activities, the museums, and all of this incredible shit that is in the culture, the music, all of this stuff that is out here. And I would say the number one, worst travelers that I've met are New Yorkers. People that grew up in New York. It's this weird thing that they have, or everywhere they go, they have to, shit on it. And I think there's just too many songs written about New York, ball washing that city. I don't know what it is. They go to other cities and they count skyscrapers and talk about when shit stays open until, and you can't get any good this here, blah, blah. It's like, dude, do you really think this place sucks and everybody just sits here accepting that it sucks? It's like, Everywhere you go, there's fun to be had. And it's going to be different fun. And it should be different. It should be different. You're going someplace different. The whole purpose of travel. That's what's funny to me about New Yorkers. It's like, I left New York and I went to this other city and it was fucking different. It's like, yeah. Yes. That's what's supposed to happen. I went to Jacksonville, Florida, and had a fucking blast one time. I was just like, oh my God, what the fuck am I going to do there? And I tried alligator. I went to a fucking gun range. I shot guns with fucking silencers on them. I went to a Jaguars game. I had a fucking blast. I had a blast. It's not a place I would ever live. But like when I think of Jacksonville now, though, I have a happy thought of going there. Now, if I went there and I try to do LA shit or Massachusetts shit or fucking New York shit, I love New York City or whatever. But like, that would be my advice. You're going to do fine in all of those cities. Just move there and have an open mind. And if your wife is a little nervous or whatever, just say, listen, we're young. We don't have to stay here. We're just going to, I'm working my way up in this firm, whatever. If you want to go back to North Carolina someday, I have no problem with that, all right? None of this shit is permanent. We're young. And what ends up happening, too, is you live in a fucking city for a while with the wrong mindset. When you get pulled away, it's then when you think like, oh, fuck, I could have done all of this shit when I was there and I didn't do it because I was too busy hating on the place. So just keep an open mind. You'll be fucking fine. All right. Anyway, that's the podcast. Go fuck yourselves. Fuck the prevent defense. Go Bruins. And I will check in on you on Thursday.